That is not gonna last. And again, lowest price ever, great time to get it. Here's a whole lot more hot weather coming, we know that. Okay, so this is something that I think is kind of super near and dear to our heart. And it should be too, because you know, we've gone through a lot of crazy stuff through the last couple of months. And now more than ever, I think what's happening is we're starting to slowly maybe have people come over to our homes. And you know, I think we've never thought more about our air quality than we do right now. You know, we all know that. And things are starting to open up. You know, maybe someone is coming into your home and you're thinking, you know what? You want to be cautious because, you know, we're just kind of trying to move through the last couple of months we've been in. How do you keep the air in your home really, really clean? Well, I would highly recommend this next product, and it's from Therapure. This is an amazing unit that's designed to truly scrub your air over and over and over again, multiple times a day. And what you're looking at is a great feature price. We're $40 off, free shipping, and again, 3 flex pays, pay it off in 3 months, get it right away. Almost a $16 savings on the shipping alone. And again, an extra $40 off on the price. What does this do? No filters, never have to do that. And you know what? You're going to scrub your air because we all should be very concerned about what's floating around in our environment, especially when we're in our home. Linda today's joining me. She's going to tell us a bit more about it. Just by the way, I only have fewer than 700 available before this, like my air conditioning unit, is sold out. Hi, Linda, welcome back. Hello.
Hi, how are you? Hi, everybody.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Yeah, so I am a big believer, and I've been using air purifiers for a very long time. And I'll tell you the reason, because first of all, I have allergies. Second of all, I just don't want, I'm a contractor. So as we keep going through the years, our building practices start to become more and more buttoned up. And guess what? The inside of our home is 2 to 5 times more polluted sometimes than the outdoors. And that is because everything that you bring in, our hairsprays, which are the VOCs, the volatile organic compounds, nail polish, we're cooking, all of that stuff stays buttoned up in our homes. So think about this, folks. We breathe 17,000 to 23,000 breaths a day. Every time we breathe, guess what's cleaning the air? Your nose and your lungs if you don't have a good air purifier. And this is an air purifier that is a hospital grade germicidal air purifier. When I think of air purifiers, I think about what are they capturing? Okay, this is gonna capture everything down to 0.1 micron. Look at what 80 to 100 microns are. Human hair, it's gonna capture that. 0.30 microns, 0.30 microns is pollen, okay? Household dust, you might be able to see that. That's 0.1 microns, right? Household dust, you'll see it if the sun is coming through. 0.5 microns is pet dander. Then smoke particles, you go down to 0.3. Now you're gonna go down to, we're gonna go down to what we would call germs. Germs, it's going to capture and kill them. This is how it works. You see, you have a hepatite permanent filter there. It's going to go through and capture 99.9% of the particulates. See that UVC? That UVC is going to capture and kill all the germs. So that's bacteria, that's viruses, going to capture and kill it. It kills the RNA and the DNA. Then it goes past that, and then you have the catalyst, right? And all this, by the way, is on the side. When you get this, you're going to have this. So you have your photocatalyst filter, and that takes away and captures the VOCs, volatile organic compounds. When we use our hairspray, all those chemicals that we put in the air, it's going to capture, filter that, and then on the very back of that, we have a negative ion. So it literally puts these negative ions in the air. And what do? They attract to the positive dust particles, make them heavy, they drop to the floor, then we vacuum them up. This is, my mother has COPD, and everybody who knows me knows how much I adore my mother. I have this right next to her. I cannot guarantee that she's not going to get sick. I cannot guarantee that for you. But I can tell you, this gives me the best fighting chance, especially now when we're thinking about every single breath of air we're breathing. Anytime I hear somebody cough or sneeze, it is like time has stopped. And I'm thinking about where I am and where they are and what the distance is between us. When I have this in my home, I know in a large room home, I am scrubbing and cleaning, capturing and killing all the germs and all the pollutants in the air 3.5 times in a big family home. In a smaller room, this is scrubbing 9 times in an hour,
Wow.
right? So think about that, Suzanne, when you think about every breath, right?
Well, sure, it's crucial. I mean, when you really think about it. Now, I love this next demo, but let me explain something. They did this really interesting government research, and they said, look, if you can clean the air, that's one thing, and if you can move the air, that's another thing. But if you want a great unit, it's got to do it both, and it's got to do them both incredibly well. And I will tell you, this is probably the most advanced multi-stage cleaning system we've ever had on the air. It's amazing. So I want to prove this too, because again, if you clean the air, that's not good. If you move the air, that's not good. It's got to be the two together. So smoke is a very, very fine particle, very, very fine. And I want you to see we filled this up with that fine particle, and look at how quickly this is working. So right now, when it first started, you couldn't see my hand at all. In a matter of seconds, you're going to see it's virtually clear. That's what you want. You want a multi-filtration system, and you want to move the air rapidly, and you're getting that. Now, here's what I recommend, because we all should be very concerned about this right now. You know, Linda, you said a funny thing. You're like, you know, if someone coughs near you, they get a dirty look, you know, and what's going out in your air. And I think now, Linda, what's happening is, because things are loosening up, we're thinking, hey, I'm going to invite my neighbor over. Hey, I'm going to have some friends come visit me. Hey, maybe mom and dad are finally coming to see the grandbaby. I know a lot of people who haven't even seen their grandkids. So this would be amazing to have in your home to really get that sense of more security, knowing, as you said, you're doing the best you can for your mom, and you're doing the best you can for your own family at home. I think it's almost vital nowadays to have a really effective system, because we just never know what's happening, and certainly we really don't know what's in our air anymore.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And whether it's the mold spores, the pollen, the pet dander, all those things, those are the things too that if you have allergies or if you have anything that's compromising, you're having to work harder and harder and harder. You know, they say that we human beings, we literally breathe a teaspoon of dust a day. I had to get this out of my vacuum cleaner. It's nasty, right? But think about that. And think about what's floating in your home. Imagine if you had something like an air, it's a house cleaner, right? It is literally cleaning your air, 99.9% down to 0.1 micron of all the pollutants, the particulates that are floating in the air. I would love to go, if you could do a clockwise starting at the on and off button so everybody can see it. And let's go around and I'll tell everybody how these buttons work, okay? So the on and off button right there, that's, you know, turns it on and off. You go over clockwise and you'll see the speed. Now notice this is very intuitive, right? You hit that, that's low when you start it off. You hit it again, Suzanne, and you'll see another fin light up, and that's medium. And you'll hit it again, and that's high. You'll notice how whisper quiet this is.
You know
when
what,
you hit
Linda, you know what's funny? When I first walked up to it, I put my hand in front of it because I didn't think it was on.
Yes,
I could not hear it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Exactly. So now if you keep going up counterclockwise, you'll see then that this is what turns your UV. People, keep this on all the time. This is what's going to capture and kill the germs floating in your air, okay? Now, you'll know that that's on because it has that nice blue light that's lit up right under the words Therapure. That light stays on. Hey, guess what? If you're light sensitive like I am, go over again to the, there you go. It's going to keep that UV light that is still going to work, but it's just not going to blind you when you're sleeping, right? That's all. It just takes that light out. Now you go down and you can turn it off. You can put your timer on there up to 24 hours. So any increments of 1 hour, you're good to go. Now, let's also talk. I'm gonna turn this one off so I can take it apart here. This is the one that's been sitting next to my mom's. chair, right? Now, when I say that this is a permanent filter, this is a permanent filter, okay? Notice that this filter is a little darker in color than this filter. Do not worry about that. Listen, this is just like if you got a stain on your sweater, right? It wouldn't matter. The sweater is still going to keep you warm, right? Same thing. All you do is you take your vacuum, and whether you do it, I don't know, depending on if you have a lot of dogs or cats running around, you're going to vacuum the fins out, okay? That's what I want you to do. You're going to vacuum that out. Now, I would like to show you, I'm going to take this out, and I would like to show you that this light bulb that's right behind here, this is what makes it hospital grade. This is your UVC bulb. This is what's going to, we're talking about germs lately, this is what's going to capture and kill. It's going to break down the RNA and the DNA of those bacteria and viruses that are out there. Okay, now I also want to point out the fins on here. This is, notice that this is a hemispheric filter, okay? Don't ever have to replace it, just vacuum it. But notice that the fins are more spread apart, okay? This is going to give you, it's about the size of a dinner plate and it's under 10 pounds, very small footprint. But folks, this is going to give you the best chance. I can't guarantee you anything, but I can tell you out of all the air purifiers I've ever seen, this is the one I put right next to my mom's chair who has COPD, who is as precious as the day is long. There's your HEPA type permanent filter, your UV light. Now you have your catalyst, your photocatalyst filter that takes care of the VOCs. And then you have that, the very back there is going to put the ions, they're going to charge the negative ions to go in the air. And that then attracts to the positive dust. I know it's complicated, right? But it catches the dust, makes it heavy, goes to the floor, and then you vacuum it up. It's that easy.
All right, guys, I just want to show you this one more time, too, because I just love, you've got to have power, you've got to have performance, and this truly gives you both. Remember, tonight we're $40 off. It is free shipping. That saves you another almost $16, so think $56, and you want to use that flex pay, you can, to get this home. The other thing you want to recognize is we have 30 days, so get this at home. If your air doesn't smell fresher, if you don't see less dust, if you're the type who wakes up in the morning like, why is my nose so stuffy? If you really suffer from the allergies, because pollen season's crazy, I think it's all year now, why not get it at home and try it? And you have 30 days to make sure you love it. And if you don't, we're still gonna refund your money, but you don't wanna miss out on the savings. And there it is. You've gotta clean the air, you gotta move the air. The government says you gotta have both, and certainly this does it for you. Linda, thank you so much for joining us. It was wonderful seeing you.
Thank you.